Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the idea.
Good morning, Stanley Cup champion Matthew Tkachuk.
He remembered. I like it. I said every time he writes something bad about me this year, he has to throw that in there to make it a little bit better.
So, I mean, first off, I mean, we saw your day with the Cup, or days with the Cup. I mean, how did you kind of manage that summer of celebration while also kind of preparing for this season?
I felt like I was very lucky because I got to have my time with the Cup in St. Louis like very shortly after winning. Like it was mid-July at the latest. So I was I think I was the second player to have it. So it was good. Like you can keep the momentum going, celebrate it. Everyone was so jacked up back in St. Louis. Like I was here for a week and just had, a great time with all the fans here. Then by the time I went to St. Louis, like it was my first time going back. So they were excited to see me. And it was such an amazing time bringing it home. People flew in from everywhere. It was just a great way to get all the family and all my friends together. So it was a blast. And then, like I said, it was mid-July. So right after that, I could kind of turn the page and get ready for now. And I feel great.
Matthew, if I could follow up on that, we saw like you with the Cup bringing it to the hospital and your teammates bringing the Cup various places. People just want to gravitate to it. They just want to touch it. I mean, were you surprised, for lack of better terminology, the magic of the Cup?
I've always heard about it. I've seen it a little bit, but I haven't seen anything like this in my life. It was, you've got grown men crying. You've got people saying, they've waited for 30 years for this. Just everything. It's so special. Wherever the Cup is, it doesn't matter if you know hockey or not, you know what the Stanley Cup is. So I've seen the most amazing reactions from people of all ages. And yeah, just, one of the main things about my day was bringing it to the Children's Hospital and seeing those kids just, their faces just light up and of excitement. I know I've said it a bunch, but you have no idea. We have no idea what those kids go through. So if we can, make 5 minutes of their day amazing and make them super happy, like that's what it's all about. So I was so excited that I got to do that.
Yeah, if I can follow up, only 8 teams in NHL history have won back-to-back Cups. So going into this season, this is start day one of the challenges that will be in store because teams it'll be their night when they play you guys.
Yeah, I think that, we haven't even had one meeting yet, so I don't know what the message is from them, but I know in my head I just want to make the playoffs, give myself a chance. And that's all you can really ask for is just come out with a good start, try to ride the momentum that we had to finish the season. We're the only team that won our last game, in June there. So it's you got to ride the momentum as much as we can at the start of the year. See what type of position we put ourselves in, and just try to make the playoffs and see what happens.
Another short off season for you from a physical standpoint. How do you manage that and maximize the rest and recovery for that?
Yeah, well, this summer I was able to train, not rehab, so that was a big bonus for myself. I don't know. I'm used to it after last year. Like it was shorter than last year by a week or two, so maybe it was a little bit different. But I don't know. I want to get used to these off seasons. That's for sure.
Matthew, 2 questions. First, with the way the summer went, the celebration and all that, when did the switch flip for you to start prepping for? Okay, the season's coming up. Got to start getting ready. When did that switch flip for you?
I think that I went to Lake Tahoe for a golf tournament, had a bunch of days off before the tournament started on the weekend. So I really started working out there then, like 2 weeks after the season ended, or 2.5 weeks, whatever it was. And then once I had my day with the Cup, that's when the mental switch flipped. So I don't know what it was like. Let's call it like July 20th. So I've had enough time now where it's been enough rest. It's been enough time off, as much as I need to get myself mentally ready and physically ready. And like I said, it was a great summer for me being able to actually train and do all the stuff that I normally like to do, not rehab like last summer. So yeah, I feel good and I'm ready to go. And I know everybody that's returning is very jacked up for this season. And we have enough new guys where brought in some incredible excitement into our group, and we're very excited to have him, and chance to come out of the gates hot this year.
And that sort of was what my second question was going to be, with so many guys returning who were here for the run to the Cup final 2 years ago and then to win it all last year, just the value of having that core still here and being able to basically have a lot of guys who know what it takes to be able to do what you guys have done the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the greatest asset you can have is experience, and I probably wouldn't have said that going into 2 years ago or even last year, but the experience that we've gained is, it's honestly priceless. So we feel like we're in a great spot with the returning guys, that we know what it takes, how hard it is to get there, but we've done it. So, that is something that really excites us. And like I said, we have enough new guys that, they came here, for one reason, and they want a chance to win as well. So that's our motivation. But can't think that far ahead now. Like we got to come out of this camp and get back to competing hard and set the standard for how we want to play, and how we've been playing the last few years. And you kind of create your identity in these next couple of weeks. So that's our goal. And like I said, just be smart and how we're treating this whole process, and that's what's made us successful, and that's day at a time, game at a time. So that's all we're going to do.
Matthew, I don't know if this works. We know that you guys have been skating and everything, but Paul Maurice's first 3 days of a training camp are kind of famous for the work you guys are going to put in. You think you guys are ready for it after this summer to start Camp Paul?
Yeah, I mean, it's no camp I've had this is my 9th year. No, first few days is fun, but that's just, I don't know, that's just the way it is. And I think that as September starts to come around, I think if you ask anybody to give your honest answer there, for the last few weeks, these first few days have been in our heads a bit. So I'm looking forward to getting them out of the way.
Matthew, obviously there's been tons of celebration all summer. There was also something awful this summer. How are you still processing what happened with Johnny and the effect that it's going to carry on you for a long, long time, what it's done to the hockey community? How are you sort of balancing the excitement of a new season and still grieving over something that awful?
Yeah, I mean, you said it there. Like, out of all the great things that happened this summer, it's all, it's almost overshadowed by what has happened this last couple weeks. It's been a terrible time, really has. It's the saddest thing that I've ever seen, heard, whatever, and being able to go to the services was just, it just breaks your heart. So Johnny's, one of my favorite teammates I've ever played with, but he's more than a teammate to me. He's such a great friend, and it doesn't matter if you knew them or played against them, or even if you just have a sibling. Like, everybody can relate to this, and it's been terrible. So he'll always, carrying something around where he's always with me. He's the most offensively talented player I've ever seen, and it was such an honor to play with him. And you guys all saw what he did on the ice. But I was the lucky one out of everybody in this room to have a great relationship with him off. So those are the memories I will take. But it's been terrible. It really has. And I'll have memories with him that'll last forever, and just can't help but think about his parents and Meredith and the kids. And that was a very tough time at that wake and funeral. And yeah, it's been tough the last few weeks, but he'll always be with us. And I think that everybody has done an amazing job of telling stories and keeping him present, because that's exactly what he would want, is for us to smile about him and tell the fun stories, and what a great player and teammate he was, and what a better guy. So that his memory will go on forever, and my memory of him will go on forever, and I will continue to tell my feel like last year I was telling like a Johnny story to somebody like every week. So I'm going to continue to do that.
Matthew, obviously you guys have created your own legacy by winning a championship here, but there's only two other franchises in this town that have won back-to-backs, the Dolphins in 72-73 and the Heat in 12-13. As you see kind of the way hockey's taken over this community, what do you think it would mean to do something like that, to accomplish something back-to-back that, again, very few franchises, NHL only 8, and only 2 in this market have ever done?
I think I just look at it more like we have such incredible momentum on the ice and off the ice in the community right now. So we got to keep that going as long as possible. So it's hockey buzz in all of South Florida is. I mean, I've played in the Canadian market. I've been in St. Louis in the summer after they won. I've never seen buzz like this everywhere we go, or somewhere everywhere I look in public. It's Florida Panthers Stanley Cup champion. So it's been incredible. It really has. So I just want to carry that momentum and not think about it. Like I said, you can't win the cup tomorrow, but can try to build our game where we have a chance to make the playoffs, and then we'll see.
Matthew, obviously we know you're going out, trying to make the playoffs, but what are you looking forward to the most, just starting training camp? Is it the camaraderie of being back with the guys, learning, like knowing new teammates, things like that? What's the most exciting thing about all this starting again?
Yeah, we've all been here for a little bit, so it's not like we're just meeting each other for the first time tomorrow, but it's like the first real, it's the start. Today's the start, but tomorrow's really the start. So I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody out there, and I don't know, like we were talking about, getting these 3 days done with and playing a game. I'm looking forward to that. There's so much to look forward to this year. We got, banner raising, going to Finland. Like there's so many cool things that we have this year, but you can only have your first practice once, so why not go out there and have so much fun with it? And I think that's what makes our team so great, is as challenging as stuff is throughout the year, we just find it in us to, whatever we're doing, we're having the best time doing it. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Awesome, thanks guys.